Hello everyone, it's Jared Shapiro with Workforce Snohomish and the Snohomish County Asset Building Coalition. I'm here with you today to celebrate Bank on Week Washington, and I'll be reading a selection from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's Money as You Grow bookshelf, The Berenstain Bears Trouble with Money.
Brother Bear and Sister Bear knew quite a lot about the ways of Country Bear. They knew where the most beautiful wild flowers grew. They knew where the wild berries were the thickest and juiciest. They knew the best spot for watching sunrises and sunsets. They knew where all the best honey trees were. They even knew a very special place where you could almost always see a rainbow from a secret space behind a waterfall. But there were some things they didn't know very much about. One of the things Brother and Sister Bear didn't understand very well was money. Oh, they knew money was fun to have and even more fun to spend, and whenever they got some, as a present, or for doing chores for a neighbor, or for no reason at all from Grizzly Gramps, who tended to spoil them, or from Papa Bear, who spoiled them even more, they ran as fast as their legs could carry them into the Bear Country Mall and spent it. For honeycomb on a stick, a balsa wood glider that did loops, tiny little mouth organ that played only 3 notes. They never bought anything sensible and hardly ever saved. Once in a while Sister put money in her piggy bank, but she usually shook it out again before it had a chance to cool off from her hot little hand. Brother didn't even have a piggy bank. Mama was becoming concerned about the cubs' carefree spendthrift way with money. "I think Brother and Sister should have a regular allowance," she said one evening when she and Papa were working on the family books. "An allowance," said Papa. "Yeah, so they can learn to use money sensibly, to save and to plan ahead." "Oh no," said Papa, "they're much too young for that sort of thing. Let them enjoy themselves. They'll have to worry about money soon enough when they're grown-ups," he added with a sigh. But it was Papa who first lost patience with their carelessness about money. It happened one day when the cubs had been at the mall spending some of the pennies a neighbor had given them for walking her dog. That was when they saw the new video game. It was called Asher Bear, and it looked very exciting. "A video game? At the mall?" Papa shouted. "You must think I'm made of money." The cubs thought no such thing, and when they pictured it, it seemed very strange. Mama could see they were puzzled, and she explained. "Made of money is just a figure of speech, my dears." That's when the cubs realized that the situation was serious, because Papa Bear only used figures of speech when he was upset. "You must think money grows on trees," he shouted. Another figure of speech. "Video games indeed," he continued, becoming more and more upset. "There was no such thing as video games when I was a cub. Well, I didn't even know what money was till I was almost grown." "Precisely, my dear," interrupted Mamma, "and that's why this might be a very good time to start Brother and Sister on a regular allowance, so they can—" "Absolutely not," roared Papa, knocking over a chair. "They must earn money. That's what life is about, working, earning money, and saving for a rainy day." The cubs knew how really serious the situation must be. Papa had used 3 figures of speech and knocked over a chair. They decided right then and there to mend their careless spendthrift ways. It turned out that the cubs were very good at earning money once they set their minds to it. First they gathered wild flowers from those special places they knew about. They made them into bouquets and sold them by the side of the road. Business was very good. They gathered those fat, juicy wild berries and sold them door to door. Business was very, very good. Brother and sisters were turning out to be very good at making money, even better than they had been at spending it. They organized guided tours of Bear Country's finest beauty spots. Sister's piggy bank was jam full. They started a very successful pet minding service. Brother had to borrow Mama's sugar bowl to keep the extra money in. At first Papa was very impressed and pleased, but when the cubs started to sell maps showing the locations of all the best honey trees, Papa began to have doubts. "Those honey trees are a family secret," he complained. "The cubs don't seem to understand that some things are more important than money. They've gone from caring too little about money to caring too much. Why, just look at them. They're turning into greedy, selfish little misers right before our eyes," he continued. He pointed at the cubs who indeed looked like little misers greedily counting their money. "Cubs," said Papa in his sternest voice, "we're going to have another talk." But before he could start his speech, the cubs took all their money they had earned from selling flowers and berries, doing chores, minding pets, and selling honey tree maps, and dumped it on his lap. "Here, Papa," said Brother, "this is for you." That's right, said Sister. We thought if we made some money for you, you wouldn't have to worry so much about it. We hope it's enough. Papa was so startled and embarrassed at having been so wrong about them that he was speechless. That's very generous, said Mamma. It's quite a sum of money, and I know Papa appreciates it, but I have what might be a better idea. Papa does worry about money, of course. Mamas and Papas do from time to time. But what Papa's really worried about is you. He wants to be sure you understand that there's more to know about money than spending it. You know what I think, said Papa? I think we should start brother and sister on a regular allowance so they can learn to use money sensibly, to save and to plan ahead. An excellent idea, said Mamma, smiling. What about the money we earn, said the cubs. You earned it, and it's yours, said Mamma. What I suggest is that we take it down to the mall and put it in Bear Country Bank. Good suggestion, said Papa. That money can be used as your nest egg. Oh dear, cried the cubs. Another figure of speech. And a very appropriate one, said Mamma. She explained the nest egg is the one the farmer leaves in the nest to hatch another chick. When you put money in the bank, it hatches interest. Interest, asked the cubs, puzzled. The bank will pay you for leaving your money there. That's called interest. That day the Bear family went to the bank and opened a bank account for the cubs. It happened the bank was right next to the video arcade. Say, that looks interesting, said Papa when he saw the Astro Bear game. Let's give it a try. So the Bear family gave Astro Bear a try. Papa ended up with the lowest score. You know, he said, we didn't have video games when I was a cub. You'll have to give me another chance at this sometime. Any time at all, said brother and sister, giving their papa a great big hug.